And welcome back, curling fans. Welcome to the 2024 Everest Canadian Senior Curling Championships. We are live at the Curl Moncton Curling Club in beautiful Moncton, New Brunswick. I'm Dan Holowaychik, and joining with me in the broadcast booth is our Olympic gold medalist Penny Shantz, and she's also a three-time Canadian Masters champion, vying for her fourth one. And speaking of champions, Penny, what do we got going on here?
Well, we've got a great game tonight. We've got Nova Scotia, which has the Nova Scotia Paul Flemming team won this event last year and went on to win the World Championships. He's got his current team. He's got one replacement on this team, as is former third Marty Gavin. No, his former third Peter Burgess has moved to Quebec. So Marty Gavin is playing third, Chris Brancelli is playing second, and Stuart McLean has moved into lead. They also have an alternate player, Kevin Ouellette. They call him Chefy. Apparently he's a pretty good chef. So, and they are up against the team from Yellowknife Curling Club, Northwest Territories, skipped by Glenn Hudy, third Derek Elkin, second Frank DeZuba, lead Jeff Nystrom, and they also have an alternate, Brian Kellen. Not all teams bring an alternate with them, but there is no spare pool here, so if someone gets hurt or something goes awry on your body, as we are seniors, it's good to have that alternate player show up for you.
Yes, as you graduate to these, I'll call them senior and master events, you may want to bring a few more people on your team. I don't know if you saw just the very beginning of this game here. It was quite entertaining. I think Paul Flemming was hiding at Northwest Territories rock in the back corner before the start of the game. They had to fire the yellow rock back. They had left one down there from their draw to the button, so they will each start with 8 rocks, and we are starting this with Nova Scotia having the hammer. And the Territories have a guard, but it's not on the center line. It's a corner guard, and right away, you're going to see Nova Scotia utilize that.
Okay, line's good.
That's a little bit of an advantage for Nova Scotia right off the get-go.
One rock, and yeah, not the perfect spot for the Territories. But they're going to need to have some rocks in play, I think, and maybe make Paul have a couple tough ones. If they're just going to play this game straight up, I think Nova Scotia is going to have the definite advantage on it. So right away, skipper for Northwest Territories, Glenn Hudy, is going to be following him down around the corner guard.
Who's all there? For line, maybe?
This is lead man Brian Kellen. Through the corner up, trying to come around it, freeze the back one.
Had the opportunity to curl up in Yellowknife Northwest Territories at the Canadian Everest Seniors back in a few years ago. It was a great event, a little bit cold, but I do remember it was the ice show at the same time Ice Palace was on, and we went dog sledding, and it was went to a bar called the Strange Range. It was a lot of fun.
It's nice that they move the events around the country. You know, a lot of these players have been here numerous times. One chance to check out our beautiful country.
That's right. And speaking of that, skip Glenn Hudy has been to this event 12 times. He's competed.
Line's really good.
15 times, and he's won 12. He did not win last year.
Fully.
We know that, but
good judge.
He's been participating in this event for 12 times.
Yeah, I think that's the only time he's ever missed the Everest event. I know they like to enjoy themselves here. They always like to come. So does everybody.
Right.
Well, so another come around made successfully by Nova Scotia.
Yeah, good board, yeah.
And the Territories rock is poking out the outside. Glenn Hudy is attempting an angle raise.
Yep.
And they're on this really early, and it's narrow. And Sweeper, he's getting it pretty good out there. He's holding the line pretty good, but And right now, I think
Almost
it's a
there.
little tick. He did move it to the center line. The only advantage of that one, he got himself a guard and opened up those back ones. So we'll see if Paul splits the house or tries to just keep coming around that little guard he's got. And he's going to just go to the wide open.
Might be a hair fresh. 401 I got.
It's pretty close.
This is second Chris's shot. Chris Granchley. Sweepers on this one pretty hard. This will be the first rock coming out to the wings out this way. I don't know if they've thrown any in the practice out there. You can just hear them just giving it all they got. They're grunting it into the rings.
All right.
I think that made it there.
I think it did too, but can't quite catch it.
Yeah. That's still going to
Oh, it's
focus.
close.
Yeah, and if I recall from our camera angle, that's
That's in.
definitely in. If you can even see any weight that's tight there, it's going to be on the paint.
But he is going to ignore that and come around that corner guard.
Change of gears here for Glenn.
Come down now.
A good idea for him if he can come around that corner and just
Key line.
show him a little bit and maybe get Paul to jam it into those rocks that are exposed on the right-hand side. But this one has to do a lot of curling. Finishing up. It's going to bury up in behind there, but it's not going to be on top of those ones.
Yep.
And he might just play a lightweight shot here. I think he can get it. Possibly, maybe, he's saying to maybe get to the inside of it, but it wouldn't be bad just to roll to the open.
And Paul has pointed to the boards asking for board weight, so that would be enough weight to hit that yellow on and just tap it up into the boards. So a quiet hit.
Board!
Whoa, board! Whoa,
Board!
yep,
So he's got the weight they want, board.
light board! Whoa, chest board! Curl!
So lots of good communication from the sweepers there. You heard about 4 or 5 weight calls, board, light board, light
I got
board.
yellow. Oh, you got a yellow. Go, go,
More
go,
information
go,
you
go, go.
provide.
Yep, right out.
And a really good shot there. Got that one
Nice weight.
out of the
Change
rings.
that head, I guess.
However, did leave this fully open. Good chance for
Normal, yeah.
Glenn to hit and roll
Normal? Yeah.
underneath this guard, maybe even roll on top of that red shot stone. So once again, a full slate of 8 games going on in this draw. We'll provide you with all the updates. We are streaming games on sheet 2 and 3, which are a couple of the ladies' draws. You can find the current scores and standings and the results of the draw to the button on curling.ca/scoreboard. If you want to catch the ladies' draws on sheet 2 and 3, you can go to TSN Plus or youtube.com/curling Canada. And you can flip-flop around on those channels, and we will provide you with some commentary on our feature game on sheet D, Nova Scotia and Northwest Territory men's. So this is Paul Flemming, and
Hard!
This is curling hard.
All right, bud, go, go, go.
Yep.
yeah, Marty Gavin, he didn't want to get that to roll under.
Maybe a little down.
Just curled up
Does it, yeah.
really quite a bit on him at the end. You are sitting 2. Looks like those 2 rocks are fairly even. Could hit the middle of them and maybe get enough action to get both those reds going out of the rings.
Draw?
Board weight.
Board weight? Okay.
Board weight.
So this is going to be coming up. I think he's trying to hit and roll underneath the guard is what he wants. He will only get rid of one of the reds here if that's his goal
his
to
goal,
roll
yeah.
under. Looks like solid board here. From Derek
It's like he's
Elkin.
on the front guard.
Yeah.
A little bit tight.
I don't think he ever got that one out to the broom. And peeled off really the only guard that they had to work with for this end. There's one lonely yellow in the rings and
It could go
4 reds, but that yellow is a little tough to get out of there for Paul.
Give me
He is sitting 2.
good normal.
Okay.
Good normal, all right.
What are we playing? Are we playing nose? Like
Shouldn't do much. Shouldn't do much.
shouldn't do much.
You get hit half a rock, you're still good.
Okay.
Half rock.
Where do you want to hit it?
Half a rock.
Huh?
Where do you want to hit it?
Half a rock.
Okay.
So that yellow
Good,
is
good normal.
slightly higher. So
And with normal weight, this is a straight spot. Paul hasn't played on this sheet before, but he's got a pretty good,
he's got a good idea
indicator
where.
that
Yeah.
he knows what it's
Just
doing.
normal.
Oh!
Yeah. So trying to get rid of this yellow without
Easy
losing his
normal.
back one.
Hard!
Roll the shear across the rings.
Whoa! Hard! Whoa!
Whoa, whoa.
Not a,
Got about half a shot.
not a lot of weight for normal. That was pretty quiet
Nice shot,
normal.
Marty. Little
That's
hair
a pretty
down.
nice shot.
But he hit it,
Attack around nose.
rolled up on top of his reds.
He might
think-
be line 5 right now.
He is line 5, and let's see. I think they're gonna throw this one. Thinking firm at it, maybe get a triple.
And we're frozen, right?
I was calling for the nose on it. Might get rid of a couple. I'll have to see if any of them jam on the nose or if they hit half rocks and get them rolling out.
Okay.
I would have thought he'd be throwing a lot of weight at this one, Penny, just in case he does hit a half a rock, a one in the back, and try to eliminate a bunch. But
No, he doesn't have the hammer here, so not what the skip wants to be throwing in the first end.
No.
Facing 5 with his first rock.
so Glenn Hudy with a takeout attempt.
Oh, Derek.
And he can make this
Curl a
curl
little
up.
bit.
Yeah, he's getting it to run straight down there. He's not going to have much of this one. But so, hit a quarter rock with that one.
I don't
Roll
think
it
you
out.
want to be back here. Probably here, eh, Stu?
Or do you want to ignore this side completely?
Marty? Yeah. I like there.
Okay.
I saw
I'm just
Chris-
thinking that gives him that's his out, isn't it? If we give him something to roll to there too.
Yeah, but he could. What are you thinking?
Well, I guess he's got an out. Like even if we come here, he's
Yeah.
smashing again. He's never trying this, is he, or is he?
Do you know, I really like the shot,
Like a freeze.
Navy back 4 foot,
Thinking
back
it's
8
wide
foot.
open.
Okay.
You
Is
know,
that not?
He'd have to make a deadly roll. In which case,
Well,
I'd play that.
And if he rolls dead buried, he's probably number 3.
I went to the
Yeah,
golf
they're
course
worried about
instead of driving home to get
coming
my
up on that one side.
Okay.
fellas.
They're worried about coming just up
Exactly,
over
that goes right
here.
up.
And Glenn can hit this and
Would've
roll
stuck
under,
out
making
the
it a
purple
tough
wire and all
shot.
that shit on it.
They want to try to come in wide,
Were you
split the house a
positive on
lot,
yours, or-
and
That
making
was
this a
really good.
long
Yeah,
roll all the
went
way
to the
across
bunker.
for
Yeah,
Glenn.
it's good. The
This,
one Mark
this is
was
more ice
Either
than
way,
yours, right?
sitting 4 and throwing is always a pretty situation for you.
Probably for me
And I
here.
Well, I think if he went back 4 foot
Is T-line in?
on the
Yeah.
left-hand side,
T-line, Marty.
Almost T.
that's going to force them to
Yeah,
hit that rock
almost.
as a
Almost,
shot
you guys.
rock.
Full eight's good.
It would be a bold move
Or
to try to freeze
throw it.
that
Yeah, exactly.
on the outside and let it
That
jam
would
into
be the
those.
temptation, right?
So, Paul Fleming's first rock
I
in
extended.
the first end.
I extended.
Sweeper indicating it's got a lot of weight.
It's coming down.
And you do notice that Stewart is actually in the house as the vice skip here. So juggling their lineup around.
Hang in
And
there? Just a little deep.
yeah, you know, and I wonder if that's maybe just a little bit of lack of focus on Paul sitting 4 and just like, you know, I'm just going to put it over there somewhere.
This one is fine.
I don't recall if he was one of the throwers in the draw to the
No,
button.
I'm not sure. either.
So, but yeah, that one went out of there pretty easy.
I think we could do triple, so.
But he still doesn't have the easiest shot in the world to
That
throw
that,
right
that
now.
middle rock in the triple is looking like a jam,
I don't think so.
and I don't know how hard Glenn can throw this.
But he can eliminate a few, so
Definitely looking for the double and stay. If he leaves one,
Same shot.
you know,
Same shot.
Paul's going to have to
Double.
negotiate the takeout around it. So yeah, definitely trying to get rid of a couple here, and a little damage control. And he's got this a little bit down the center line.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, Derek!
Derek, Derek.
Trying to carve this over. He did get it started a bit, and the carving, they're getting it to move up. Gonna maybe have the double over the high side of it. He touches, he does not. And he rolls out.
Sorry about that.
And
Paul will have a free draw for 4, which wasn't. He's got another opportunity to
yeah. So
find
now,
his draw weight.
now he can He can try his draw to the button here, or he can just try the exact same line. So if you're Paul Flemming, you're liking your first end here. Draw for 4.
Same line.
No pressure.
Same line.
I think you might have give this one to the sweepers a little bit more after
Looks
Tristan
here.
just slid through the house.
Stay down, stay down, stay down. Stay down, please.
This looks pretty good.
I think we're a little heavy, Chris.
We're not heavy, man.
And the sweepers are going to want to put this like right on the tee line for judgment, just to give their skipper a good confident feel. Solidly in the forefoot.
Right, wait.
And
Brian knows it.
Well, they might. Oh, no, it's a 4.
no, they're conceding the 4. That one's on the rings. So a good start for Nova Scotia here with the hammer. They get their 4 and have a 4-0 lead over the Northwest Territories. And we'll come back for some second end action in Moncton.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships. We are on Sheet D with our feature matchup, the Nova Scotia men and the Northwest Territory men. Nova Scotia scoring 4 in the first end. Just looking at their positioning in the standings on this draw number 8. Nova Scotia has played 3 games, has a 2-1 record so far. Northwest Territories 0-4, still looking to get something going and not the start they're looking for.
They do have corner guard up, so
Top 12 right now.
Paul Flemming is ignoring the corner guard and drawing to the center, not having the hammer.
Yes, they have one on the top 4,
right off.
putting in a tight guard.
Top 12, full 12 now.
Looks like they're coming in here.
It's okay.
So we'll see if Glenn decides to put up another corner, double corner, or tap some reds back.
We are playing in a 10-sheet curling club here in Moncton. We've got 5 sheets on one side of the building and another 5 curling sheets on the behind the wall on the other side. Why did that happen?
Well, like they amalgamated 3 clubs here, so I think to make the room they had a total of 10 at the time. COVID really hurt the curling in this area because the other 5 sheets are turned into pickleball. And so hopefully they can get things back up here. The advantage of still having the 10 sheets is that they can host these type of events. Canadians, they did just have the Canadian mixed doubles U21s here the week before. So the ice makers have been working on this ice for a while, and we've got great conditions. We have a couple sets of rocks from Curling Canada, and the ice has been fantastic. The curlers have had good comments on it. We've got good curl, good speed, sweeping
Wait,
to
don't leave.
impact the
Still have
rocks.
room. Come on, you gotta go.
So,
The ice is holding up. Really nice.
yeah,
Holy fuck.
Uh-oh.
Fully.
apologize for that one. Gonna have to see who's gonna get on the naughty list here. But you did see an interesting call from Glenn Hudy in the first end, or sorry, in the first rock here. You know, Paul had a couple. Yes, they were on top of the tee line, and he had a corner guard, and he called for a takeout. Now down 4, I know it's early in the game. I prefer to maybe mix things up a little bit, tap him back. You know, he's gonna need some rocks in play here. They did make a takeout and stay, which was first priority, got to hang around. So we'll see how this plays out for him. Got a couple guards.
Well, really, and Nova Scotia is going to love it that they're playing a takeout game.
Yeah, I mean,
They're up 4. And
Paul's going to be clearing off some guards, you know, unless he's got some wide open hits in the house. And here we go. He's just getting rid of that one guard.
little bobble there coming out of the hack, but I think he fixed it by the hog line.
Clean.
Chris Granchilli with his
Watch that back one, Murray.
last rock in the second end. Makes the peel, gets rid of the little kicker in the very back. Let's see, Glenn gonna come around his corner now, or guard. He decides to come around the corner and try to set up the deuce. So I noticed lots of teams with lots of friends and family here taking in the action.
Right.
We do have the Everest Lounge happening with a lot of support in that area from families, teams and stuff. And I'm just looking out here at some of the teams that are playing, and I know that James Paul wanted me to say hi to his mom, and he's
from Alberta. James Paul from Alberta.
Yes, and he wanted me to say that you know, when they're on their game, they're going to be our televised game for tomorrow morning, and it'll be at 7 o'clock time back home. And his mom, he wasn't sure if she would be able to get her on the computer to watch it. So I'm hoping that somebody can get over there, get it all set up, so she can watch her son play the game tomorrow morning. But if she's on there now, he says hello, and we'll check and see if you got that. Back to our feature here. We got a run back attempt.
Nice shot.
And
it's a great shot.
Yep. Got rid of it. Didn't need any more rocks in play. Pretty simple looking end left here for Paul to keep things clean.
But now Glenn has the opportunity to have his third come around that corner guard again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, sure, let's do that.
He wanted the hit and roll. I prefer the draw around. Might need that red one a little later. Being down 4, you know, you don't want to be late waiting too many ends before you try to go hard for a deuce or something. So
yeah, you're going to need a couple points to come closer in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, and that rolls out of the rings.
And now that corner guard's going to go.
Yeah, and so as we mentioned, you know, trying to keep some of those rocks around. Glenn's going to need them.
Over here. Yeah.
Paul's quite content. Peel this out. Move the play in the house.
Yep.
So that one left on the side of the boards here, forcing Paul to just peel it on the one side so it doesn't jam and roll on the rings. Good shot there. So now there's nowhere for Glenn to hide. And he's going to put up another corner guard. We're getting late in the end. Last of the third rocks here.
It's all there.
Derek Elkin with the corner guard attempt.
Corner guard? No,
And Paul's already headed down the ice to try and save some time. He knows that he's got an open shot here, an open hit. So no point hanging around.
Right, he's going to bank some time in case he needs it for later. He knows this will be pretty straightforward. He's going to just get this out of play.
Just normal. We're gonna be in, right? Yeah. Are we in with nose? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little inside.
It's probably still going around it, though.
Normal.
Maybe.
Okay, so Paul's not too afraid to roll out on this one. You know, that would be a high enough one for Glenn to try to draw around and maybe get his deuce, because that's all he'd have to work with. So, quite surprised he's actually even wanting to stay on this one.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Looking for a little bit of an inside roll
Wants it
to
to
get
come in,
on the rings. And it looks like they've executed that perfectly.
Nice weight.
So,
So if you've noticed, Stuart McLean is holding the broom in the house yet. He throws lead rocks, but he's got a lot of experience in Nova Scotia. I've known Stuart for a very long time, him and his wife Carol, and Stuart is actually the coach of the Christina Black team in Nova Scotia, which is one of the up-and-coming really good teams out of Nova Scotia. You might have seen her in the slam events.
yes. And I know Stuart from way back in the Furby Briar days, and also the O'Leary team in the seniors days and the Masters days. So I've been seeing Stuart on the competitive end of things as long as I've been coming out this way.
Exactly.
And he's been coming out my way too, so long-time friend, great guy. Well, here's Glenn's come around attempt. This is hanging out pretty wide, but we're going to get some finish. These guys are really carving this. They're going to utilize that rock that was left up there by Paul. I'm going to get a little cheek of this berry, but not much. Paul will be able to see most of that.
Gonna play the run.
Is that good?
Yeah, no.
Paul's not wasting any time again. He's down there.
He can see
On the ice.
more than half of this rock. So that's kind of why I was a little surprised that Paul did want to stay, you know.
First one.
Yeah.
You can hold it here.
Because anything's
No.
a guard at one point, right?
Well, and that one was high in the house. So if you're sticking around, you know, it is something to go around. If it was in the back 12, it's something for him to freeze to. So he didn't need to leave it. He did. So now he's got a little bit of a finesse shot as opposed to a wide open hit.
Okay.
But no problem for our
Pretty good weight on that.
reigning world
Champion.
senior champion, and still the reigning Canadian champion,
That's
and
right.
senior champion. So for a few more days, and he'll see if he can keep that title.
Be a repeat. I know a
And-
team that I think did that a few times. Wasn't it your team that?
Not back to back, and we won a couple times, but I don't know the last time that somebody did a back to back. And our statistician in Book of Knowledge, Al, is not here, so we'll have to get that answer maybe tomorrow, or if
maybe
somebody
he's
else
watching.
happens to
He'll
know that.
send me a message.
Okay. Al is always on the know of this, so we'll probably have that information before the end of the game. See, when was the last time somebody was back to back?
We do know that on the ladies' side, that Sherry Anderson won it 5 times in a row. And
Yeah.
we just heard that Sherry's not curling seniors any longer. She is playing Masters. But we'll continue with that story when we come back.
All right. So a blank end there, and Northwest Territories will retain the hammer for the next end. We'll be back.
Don't forget your brooms.
Come on up. Well, what do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
From cash spiels to grand slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Everest Senior Curling Championships in Moncton, New Brunswick. Our featured matchup is the Nova Scotia Northwest Territories men's. We do have Nova Scotia leading right now 4-0. Blank end by Glenn Hudy in the second end. So third end action. First rock for Nova Scotia's in the back four. Northwest Territories trying to put up a corner guard, put a really tight corner guard up. And just gonna wait another minute. We'll get you guys some updates of all the other action going on in the building, or both buildings, or sheds, or barns, or
Ice sheds.
Ice sheds. Okay.
Line's good.
4-0.
Line's good.
8 foot.
Similar to last end.
Line's good,
Paul
guys.
has opted to ignore that corner guard. He can't do much with it. He can't take it out. So he's just going to
Line's good. Looks like you're here.
play in the middle.
Full 8. Nice
Good
shot.
shot there.
Good judge.
It's good.
Yep, 2 in the house for Nova Scotia. Glenn right away utilizing his corner guard that he put up. That's a good one, actually. He's got a nice tight one. I might put the double corner guard on that one. Later in the end, you may be able to split that if you can get rid of those reds, but Glenn coming around his corner here now, taking plenty of ice. Last of the lead rocks here for Brian Kellen.
Looks like he's got his second corner guard.
Yeah, I think he was tapping go around, but I can just let that one die and have a double corner, and Paul's gonna pick one to guard here, I
Maybe there
think.
isn't one.
Is he gonna just tap it maybe?
Not a world champion.
Give me full 4-foot weight. Little tap.
Earn your way to that.
Yeah, they're not in a really good lineup, and the Territories could freeze that back one, so he's gonna just try to tap his topping up a little bit.
July 3.
July
You're
3.
wider than me. Where are we going?
He went tapping. We gotta go.
Chris Granchilli throwing the
good.
draw tap. Just at 3.
Top 8, top 4.
Well, that comes down the
Line's
ice.
good.
I'm going to give you guys some of the updates in some of the
can't
other
hurt it.
games here.
Can't hurt it.
On sheet A, we have a
Yep. Alright, you
a
got
good
it.
men's matchup with Alberta and Quebec. Alberta currently up 2-1 in that one.
It's a good shot.
Our ladies match on sheet B,
was
we
waiting
have
for it.
New Brunswick and Newfoundland, and Newfoundland up 2-0 on that one. On sheet C, we have another ladies matchup, BC against Nunavut, and BC is up 2-1 in that game. And in the other
Ice shed. We have Ontario women playing Yukon women. That's Joanne Rizzo, and she's sitting at the top of the standings. And she's currently got a 4-0 lead after the first end. Newfoundland and Labrador men playing BC's men, and it's a 1-0 for Newfoundland after the first end. Northern Ontario ladies playing Saskatchewan Strifle, and Strifle was able to get a 5-ender in the second end, so she's up 5-1 in that game.
Firm.
And the last game is Prince Edward Island playing New Brunswick, and that's the men's game. And it is 4-2 for PEI after they scored a big 4-ender in the second end.
Yeah, big game over there.
Yep.
As we're getting into crunch time on the first round of our pool round robins.
Whatever you got, Stu. Whatever you got.
7 teams in each pool. They'll play everybody
shot,
once, so that's 6 games. Top 4 teams will move on to the championship and play the teams from the other side. And then once again, top 4 teams overall in that will then play for the medals. So we do have some standings information for you too. you want to go through some of those?
Sure.
Penny? Yeah.
So on the men's side in this pool, men's pool A, Saskatchewan is on top at 4-0. BC Dangerfield is 2-1. Nova Scotia Flemming, the game we're watching right now, Paul Flemming is 2-1. And then we have a couple of teams at 2-2, finishing with the Northwest Territories that haven't got a win yet. So Saskatchewan is looking really good right now at getting into the next round. There's 7 teams here, and 4 of them will move on. And some of them have played more games than others, so we've got a long ways to go, or a few more games before we get it.
Half a rock.
On the other men's pool, Alberta's Paul is ahead at 3-0.
Yep.
And New Brunswick is sitting at 2-1.
Whoa.
Quebec is 2-1. And PEI is 2-1.
Yep.
And so that would be a big game on sheet 1 with Alberta and Quebec right now. First place in that pool.
Right.
And they've all only played, I think Ontario on that side is the only team that's played 5 games. The rest of them have a few games to go to catch up.
Yeah, and Rajala is a former winner, and with the 5 games, he's at 2-3, so he's going to need some help. 3 losses will possibly get you in a tiebreaker, so very interesting to see how everything unfolds out here.
Okay, so if there is a tiebreaker, then they go to the last stone draw.
Correct.
To determine whether you go into the championship pool or not.
Right, with 22 draws here, we do not have a tiebreaker format set up, so we are using the last stone draw. Each team will be throwing 2 per game, and the team with the lowest total
And all that stuff we
would
worked on,
have the
it's gone.
best last stone draw,
Right.
and be moving on if it does come down to any of the ties.
They also use that last stone draw to determine who gets the hammer in the
At the
first
beginning
end.
of the game, yes. Yep. So back to our feature. Well, Glenn Hudy has a bunch of corner guards,
Yep.
and Paul Flemming has a bunch of red rocks in the house.
He does, and he's peeling off the corner guards.
Hard.
Yeah, he's trying to get both yellows here. He's running back. He does lose one of his back reds, but he won't be too disappointed about that. I think he's more disappointed about the red rock rolling for his center guard.
It rolled for the center. But they are ignoring it and opting to freeze to a corner.
Yeah, and that's not a lot of room. This is a very tough shot. Not much room for error.
Better.
Derek Elkin with his last rock in the third end, trying to freeze second shot stone.
Dan, is that the shot that you would have called, or would you have played to come maybe around that center guard
Yeah, I
at
mean,
this point?
it's
Okay.
That was Third's last shot,
that
right?
was a really, really tough shot.
Right.
Going into small area,
Come in nice.
you could chip off of one, leave it open, making it an easy run for Paul Flemming. They did leave that center guard. You could come around with the out turn, leave a little bit of it exposed, and maybe Paul jams it into his back.
Where
or
I was when I
maybe
got there.
he would probably try a run back.
Paul is now going to come around that guard out front. And if he does this, perfect. He'll be lying 4 with one top 4 foot behind the guard.
Yeah, and I fully expect that Glenn Hudy will be watching this one closely, because he may be having to duplicate this shot. He's hoping for Paul to slide this a little bit deep and give him a little bit of an out.
Closer to 0 right now, Paul.
That's what I threw, though, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
We're just discussing the weight right now.
Yeah, so these guys are using a split time. They're looking for a 0.
Line's good.
Yeah, weight's nice.
Full top 4.
Room.
Line's okay.
Got lots of line here.
Room right now.
So Stewart instructed him. He wants full top 4. Hanging out there a little bit. 4-4 is what I got for a split time. And
Be a little deep then.
yeah, the sweepers have not touched this. And that's button weight. Button weight, if you look at it and don't touch it and let it come right down into the middle.
Here. Nice quiet tap back and then
So
jam, I guess.
That's 14-5.
Glenn just widened the ice out there as this third had it on the edge of the 8, and he took another foot. So maybe throwing this one a little bit softer and gets it going a little bit more than no
And Paul,
positive
I think.
outward release. So big shot here for him. He needs to really put a good one in here so that Paul can't get rid of this, because 4 red ones in there already, and he can't afford to go down another 4 here.
First shot for Northwest Territories. Glenn Hudy.
Jeff Nystrom and Frank Zuba on the sweep.
Weights all there.
Make sure it's here.
Sorry, that's Derek.
All the way, guys. Yep. Yeah, so keep
Derek
going.
and Jeff on the sweep.
Stay, Jeff. Keep it straight. Yep, keep going.
Looks like it's going to curl nicely here.
He's
got
the curl,
weight.
but
Does he have the weight?
no, he does not have the weight. Get it into the rings, but not to outcount anything there.
Slowing down, Ashley.
Full 8? Okay.
Even full 12.
You see footprints, though?
I had a
Won't
very
be heavy.
slow time out of my,
I mean,
out of my
tight guard's
hand here,
better
so.
than here,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Want a little more ice?
Not much more. Even if I had the right weight, I don't think I was burying.
No, but we sort of want to plug this, don't we?
Well, I was thinking, like, maybe just cut it off a little, like, I could touch the center line, so there's no.
Okay.
I won't get cute with it.
How about an inch more?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
He's not going to get cute, so he's getting an inch.
Yeah, so Stuart was thinking maybe more, put one in the middle of that hole up high, and maybe force Glenn around the other side. And
Bite the 8. Okay.
Paul's thinking in the middle, let's try to come in there a little bit more around that one, and
Bite the 8.
then we'll see what Glenn's going to be left with here. So
Good.
taking a little bit of ice, making sure they don't move any of those guards.
A good conversation there. Making sure they all know what the
Line's
throw
good.
is.
Yeah, I think we're top 12 right now.
Okay, then you got to go a little bit. Oh, this is hanging out there.
Line's good.
And it's going to be in that hole, though.
Line's good.
They like the line. This will come up
Gotta
pretty
go
hard
right.
on him.
All right, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going, guys.
Yeah, this is guard.
Keep going.
Drag it. Okay.
Pretty
Keep
nice
going.
shot.
Okay, good sweep.
That's good. That's good. All right.
Want to be heavy on you.
That's the right side. That's the right side.
Okay,
Yeah, so
what's he got?
either way, he's got an in-turn draw through that hole that Paul just left him, or the out-turn draw, and I don't think either of them are going to get in there for shot rock on the Everest button.
No,
That's,
but he can.
that's a tall order. It will curl,
Just get the
Right.
4 foot.
and you know what? If anybody can do it, Glenn can, because he does get a lot of movement out of his stone.
Right.
It's just going to have to get the weight and light line right. Last stone in the third end.
And I think he's really just trying to cut down from 4 rocks from Nova Scotia scoring 4 here. He'll give up 1, but he won't give up
Make sure
4.
it's here. Right there. We need key line.
So it starts out with lots of room, but this thing is
I think it just picked.
it has picked something, and now it does not want to raise in one more.
Handle.
Slowing down, it's taking the other turn. It's still got whatever's underneath it.
What are you saying about the advantage?
Yeah, and it's going the other way now.
Wow.
Well, that's an unfortunate break for him.
Yeah, he's not happy. He was looking at 4, and he gives up another 4. So a steal of 4 for Nova Scotia in the third end, a commanding 8-0 lead over the Territories. We'll be back with fourth end action.
I love that curling is a team sport, that we're able to travel the world with friends and family and experience the journey with fans as well. The sport demands so much, whether it's fine motor skills or both physically and mentally taxing. And it's just a fun social sport that you're able to kind of make an extended family all over the world.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. and the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms, made our way, enjoyed your way.
And welcome back once again to the Everest Senior Curling Championships. We are at the Curl Moncton Curling Club in Moncton, New Brunswick. Feature matchup, Nova Scotia, Northwest Territory men's. 8-0 Nova Scotia. Steal of 4 in that last end. Very unfortunate pick for Glenn Hudy to give up that steal of 4. He did have his back up against the wall, drawing against 4, and he had a pick about halfway down and then eliminated any chance for him to even get one or count Paul down. So they're going to have to go real hard here. Lots of guards. If he's doing any hitting, he should be just tapping rocks, maybe behind the tee line, trying to keep everything into play for as long as possible.
I think you're right, Dan. I think we're going to see a lot of rocks in play, but if Paul Flemming can help it, he's going to be eliminating as soon as possible.
You got room?
Yeah. So if you do want, we do have a couple other games that we are streaming. Catch those on TSN Plus and youtube.com/Curling Canada on sheet C and D here, or sorry, B and C.
Okay, but
and if you want to get any of the line scores, standings, or draw to the button results, you can go to curling.ca/scoreboard. And if you want to get any tickets to any of the upcoming events, go to curling.ca/tickets. We have a lot of curling upcoming here. The next big event is the Canadian Mixed Doubles Olympic Trials, December 30th to January 4th in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. And the folks at IKS Media, which are providing our streaming coverage here, are also looking after it for that event. And they're doing a great job. Also want to mention that some of the other future events are the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, February 14 to 23 in Thunder Bay. Montana Briar, presented by AGI, February 28th to March 9th in Kelowna. BKT Tire World Men's Championship, March 29th to April 6th in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. And after a nice summer break, we'll have the curling trials, the Canadian Curling Trials, November 22nd to 30th in Halifax. So lots of curling upcoming. Get your tickets. You can come on down here and join us this week in Moncton if you're around. Watch some senior curling.
The winners of this championship go to Fredericton along with the champions of the mixed doubles.
Mixed doubles, yeah. They've been running those two events together for a while now.
Lots of events in the Maritimes.
Yeah, and everything out here is pretty close together, so you can come out here for a few months, stick around, and take in a lot of curling.
That's right. It's not a bad place to be. It's been sunny outside since we've gotten here, even though we have been inside a lot, Dan.
Yeah, the weather is better here than it has been back home, but it's supposed to get nicer there too, so we're pretty happy that we didn't get a big dump of snow here or any cold weather.
Yeah.
Weather's great out there on the ice too. Not too cold. I haven't seen too many guys take their jackets off.
Right.
I think we need him.
So, Glenn.
Top 4 kind of weight.
Glenn's in trouble early in this end again. Not a lot to work with. One corner guard only.
And he's drawing in another one.
6. That should be pretty close, but I think we got him broke down.
I think you're okay.
I don't think you need to kill yourself.
Right here, guys. Top 4-ish.
So is Paul going to keep trying to pour it to him, or is he going to start peeling guards and maybe just try to force a single and take the hammer?
Yeah, you got it. Keep going. Fully.
He'd like to. He's cutting off this draw for their draw for coming around that corner guard. So
and he may be just working on some things maybe for a future game. Seeing how it's cutting to the wings, getting around some corners from inside out.
This is the championship sheet, so this is a good time for teams when they get on this sheet to see what it does, test their rocks.
Exactly. It'll be interesting to see if if any of these guys have moving around. Maybe they'll try some different things if they feel they have a little tendency of one being a little straighter or cutting heavier, lighter. So yeah, Paul's definitely going to be going to work here on some other things here, not just you know, with a commanding lead here, he can work on some other little details for maybe put some things in the bank for later.
And then it's just
Jeff
girls
called
hard.
me?
Yeah.
Someone called me.
I thought I gave you a good amount there, like a good set, a good ad, but
I wasn't worried about your weight not being 8 foot ever.
Control, nose.
Yeah, I really would like to see the territories, you know, playing something a lot quieter, tapping things around.
We'll just lay off this for the first
I don't
half.
think,
It'll finish nice.
you know, the Flemming team is going to be missing too many wide open hits.
Control, little up.
Clean. Yep.
So Marty is actually the thrower right here. He is actually coaches Colton Steele out of Nova Scotia, a provincial competitor there. And he says, look out for them. These guys they're going big on the national stage. So remember that name, Colton Steele team
Up and
from
coming.
Nova Scotia.
Okay.
Another Nova Scotia team.
All right. Well coached. They do have some champion pedigree in the family, so they know how to do it. So we're into third rocks here now for the territories. Glenn Hudy trying to play the hit and roll under. This is pretty firm coming down. And we just maybe get a piece. Nope, doesn't even tickle it.
We peel the guard.
I think so. Paul doesn't.
That's funny.
Oh yeah.
That's a no.
The three at the far end are discussing what they're gonna do and what they like, and but Paul doesn't.
I wonder if Paul told him that maybe he's trying to learn a few things for later, because they were all okay. We're getting rid of the guard here,
I think it's closer to 95.
and he's changed it up on him. So
I think it's a hair heavier.
This is a wider broom.
so playing a little more of a delicate shot than just open peel.
Top four.
He has 3 rocks in the front of the tee line too, so
They do have to play a minimum of 6 ends. You need to be up by 7 to concede the game. So
Stay with it, Stu. Stu. Yep, Stu.
we are still at minimum half of the game if they do only go 6.
Okay, good judge, guys. Good judge.
Yeah, good job.
currently sitting 4.
Where have we seen this before? 1 guard, 4 reds in the house.
There seems to be a pattern.
Yeah, and you know, not a lot of ice, which means he's keeping the weight up.
Got the yellow, Brian? Oh, don't get the yellow.
Good save.
I like Marty's shots, Stu. Like, you know, full 8 kind of.
What's that?
You're right. It's
Well, it's just full 8, top 4. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
It's just it's just multiple rocks down the path too.
Maybe if we get this, if this game does end early, Marty, the third on the Nova Scotia team, he plays music. Maybe he'll be able to play some music in that Everest lounge.
I think I threw around
Entertain the teams.
405.
So Paul's going to just try to put this
good, eh?
edge on edge, top 8, making any
I'm like,
roll
you're
under
probably in the 15 range.
difficult for Glenn, so he doesn't have to play the run back.
Top 4. Line's good.
Good line.
That's really good.
Well, they like the time early.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Line's
Top
good.
4. Full 8. Full 8.
Basically,
top 4. Go.
giving these guys a good opportunity of sweeping, line calling and curling, just to
Hard. Keep going.
work on some
Yep. As far as it goes. Yep. Yep.
tougher shots that they might need later.
He's actually blocking off the forefoot on this side a bit.
He did overlap him, so Glenn could come around that with the out turn and force Paul to make a nice little run back,
Right.
an angle
And he
run
did
back.
talk about maybe even chipping off of that rock that is fighting the 4
So
foot
he-
right now and go behind, and
Right.
he
so
wouldn't be able to get it.
This one gives him a little bit, I guess, a two-way shot. He can just draw in there,
Yeah.
wick in off of it, hit and roll in off it.
Heavy, I might roll behind too.
There you go. That's what he just indicated. If he's a little heavy.
Little
So
tip.
we'll see if they can get the communication down here and get both the line and the weight happening and get themselves on the board here and give Paul a little tougher shot to look at than what he has been.
Line's good.
And apparently they may want to keep this one clean after what happened in the last end. That was one of the first and few picks I think that we've seen out here.
Very, very
Ice-
unfortunate.
Yeah, the ice has been really good and clean.
Trying to sweep that to make it curl over there, but it's
Yeah, he got that one out
You
a
just
little
a little
wide, a
heavy.
little heavy, and it stayed out there. And Stuart just trying to clean some of the dust off his broom, getting it to the very
They
back.
thought it did something a little funny in front of the hog line.
So you were there.
How's that look?
Good.
Same kind of weight, eh?
Yep.
So another draw, top 8 foot. Get around those top two a
12
little
is
bit.
pretty good, guys.
That will force
Good there. It looked like it's
Glenn to throw the other turn.
Well, what's that, around a 10?
which is tough because he has that corner guard up there,
Yeah.
kind of in the way. Could be.
Line's good.
Line's really good.
Not as much of an extension.
Line's
Making
really
the
good.
line
Like a
early.
little more weight.
Full weight. Line's
Yeah.
good.
They're sweeping it to hold it.
Full weight.
Line's good.
Line's
Fudge here.
good.
We got it.
Line's great.
Yeah, they're really liking the line. The weight's looking good. This is looking like a perfect shot. Yep.
Nice shot.
Is this where we call timeout and go to our knees and pray?
Okay, they said it, and that wasn't me.
Right.
Yep, they're gonna have to. Well,
Glenn's
there's
looking,
there's
what do
actually
I
a couple
have?
ways for Glenn to get in here. He's got the out turn draw. He's gonna have to get tight by that high yellow guard,
I think he has an in-turn draw.
but he can get in here off of that a little bit and squeak one in. I think the intern coming in there is gonna break away too much for him. So let's see what he elects to go with.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if Glenn can put one back a little bit and try to throw a little bit of a straighter one. He generally has a rock that curls pretty good, so making this hole coming from the wide angle even tighter.
This is pretty tough because most of the curl is from the hog line in.
Yeah,
And so
and
he's
this
gotta-
is going to look like it's all over the guard all the way,
Yeah.
and
I don't know if there's a hole there or not.
and you just heard it. He's not even sure that it's there. And if he did play the other turn, that's no easy treat either. It could cut him down some, but you'd be looking for a little bit of wick and rolling back into the 4 foot. So here it comes. Draw against 5.
Oh, yeah, I go Derek, big time.
He didn't quite
He's a
get
little
that.
tight.
He didn't get that all the way out there, and this is in the
This
middle
is gonna
already.
curl.
Yeah.
Hard. Oh, well. It's over curling.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, didn't get that out. Don't know if they can bring that in there past any of those top ones. Doesn't look like it. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red this time. Steal of 5 for Nova Scotia in the 4th end. It's 13-0. And we'll come back after the break here for the 5th end action.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
Don't forget your brooms.
You got it.
Come on up. Okay, what else? What do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one little, please.
You make moments like these possible. The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house. It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
But what's your approach to this job and this role, and what do you think makes a good CEO in this role?
Well, you know, for me, it's it's funny because you got to kind of get out of the weeds and you got to be really strategic and think forward, right? We've got an amazing staff whose job it is to kind of work every single day on kind of the nuts and bolts. So that's not my job anymore. My job is to, you know, really try to lead the organization and keep moving us forward. You know, from a good CEO perspective, I think it's just building trust in the whole sports system, the whole curling system, right? It's talking to people. It's really going out there and understanding what the problems are, discussing what our problems are and what we've got going on and where our strategic objectives are. So like for me, it's just communication and trust and helping build that community.
Yeah, welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championship. We have a feature game, and if you can't see that scoreboard down the other end, yes, it is true. 13-0, Nova Scotia over the Territories.
Line's good.
Right now,
last year's champions
are playing like champions.
Are being real champions right now.
And they're not taking their foot off the gas pedal here.
No, it looks heavy. It's heavy. Yeah, it looks heavy.
I think, you know, the objective here, Northwest Territories, try to get on the board.
What are you looking for him? Zeros? 95?
Score a point
Okay, bud.
against this championship team.
They do have to play 6 ends with a lead of
7 points at least. Yeah. So gonna run across the board here with some other scores, some updates on Sheet A in our men's match between Alberta and Quebec. Alberta has scored a single in the third end, so they now lead 3-1 with Quebec having the hammer. And our game on Sheet B is Newfoundland versus New Brunswick in the ladies match, and Newfoundland has a 2-1 lead there with the hammer. Our game on Sheet C is another ladies match with BC and Nunavut, and the BC ladies are up 4-1 in that game.
And the other games are another ladies match. Ontario, Joanne Rizzo winning 4-2, or so far winning 4-2 over the Yukon. Newfoundland and Labrador playing BC, men's game, and BC got a big 6 in the second end, so the score there is 8-1 for BC right now, playing the 5th. Northern Ontario playing Saskatchewan Streifel, another women's game, and Streifel is ahead 7-2 in that game. Prince Edward Island playing New Brunswick, the local Kennedy team, and Prince Edward Island is currently winning that game 5-3.
So we have PEI and Alberta on our schedule for tomorrow morning's game. Both those teams on the top of the heap in their divisions, so that should be a good one for tomorrow. Back to our feature game, I'm looking at that score 13, and it reminded me of something that I was reading in one of the bios from the Ontario team, and Howard Rajala. I looked at his bio, and it was he started curling. I'm just going to read this word by word. Started curling his first year of high school at the age of 13. Now, I knew he was a really smart guy. He was a director of mechanical engineering, but I don't know how many grades he skipped to be in high school at 13 years of age and start. So I got to get more details on that. I also started pretty late in high school, but
high school
I took my full 17 or 18 years to get there. So good on him.
Line's good. I think we got to go a little bit early. Line's good.
So
we have been entertained by a few of the bios that we've been presented. There's a spot where teams can write how you pronounce your last name, or players can. And a few of the players have taken it upon themselves to explain how to pronounce their first name, which might be fairly simple. But
anybody with a possible difficult last name is just giving us the pronunciation for their first name.
First name.
So when we rip up their name and don't have it correct,
it's because they told us their first name was.
That's what we're going with, right?
Stuart.
Yes.
Stuart McLean.
Okay. Let's see if the Territories can get something going. They got a guard, and Nova Scotia has actually opened the door for them a little bit with a little bit of a pocket behind the guard. If these guys can get one nicely in there.
Okay, go.
Oh. They didn't pound that one all the way. It was coming in there really nice.
Same.
Oh, okay. Jesus, I don't know what. He wants a natural outside.
Yep.
Paul Flemming opting to come around the wide side of this rock.
Marty, tell him we're going for weight. All right, Marty.
We're past the 5 rock stage. Paul could be running these guards, peeling these guards, opening it up, electing to stay with some more touch shots. And I do think this is some learning stuff for later in the week here.
It is, because normally you would be ripping that car or that guard. They're trying to just figure out some things out there.
Yeah. Glenn's guys they're still struggling here, but chance to maybe tap this one into the pocket. Then maybe we'll see Paul actually make a peel.
Left.
So Jeff Nystrom throwing his last rock in the 5th end.
Looks like he's just thrown a halfway guard here.
Yeah, I think Glenn did tap for a little bump on that one, but right in the middle of the Everest logo. And while we did mention the Everest logo, we will mention that the Everest sponsorship is into its 10th year
Top 8.
for the Masters, and also
For the seniors.
Sorry, seniors,
thinking
and
full
also
12's okay, guys.
looking after the club playdowns, and most recently the North American Club Challenge. So Everest stepping up for sponsorship into 3 events and
Marty,
doing a bang-up job at all 3 of them.
They are.
I think we're there.
Okay.
Thank you, Mark Duffy and Randy Furby, for all you do for the sport of curling.
Stu.
Yes.
Yeah, we're there.
Okay. Yep.
And for bringing us here, Dad.
We got the best seat in the house, right behind the sheet, right up above. We get to see it all up here.
Okay.
So come around, freeze.
Let's run back mine just for.
I'm not sure that's what he wanted to do there.
Nope. So Glenn's trying to come around both the rocks and the top 8-foot knot. If he does get tight by the guard and taps that yellow red up, stays glued on that red, I think he'd be okay with that. This is out here, and the sweepers are just walking along with it. Should start to see some pretty good movement here at the end as the weight comes off, and if they wait too long, just papers it by. That was the call to come around there.
He might be first shot there.
That's really close. We'll see if that holds up for the rest of the end, and I think they'll be putting the measurement on that if it holds up.
There's a lot of rocks in play for a team there. I guess they're 13-0.
Yeah.
That was their plan. Let's get some rocks in play and see what we can do.
Paul's not looking at the scoreboard anymore.
No.
He's just looking at his team making shots.
Trying to maybe make a little bit more difficult shots, right?
Same weight. Stu.
Get some practice.
Agreed.
Hard, Stu.
There is great games going on in sheets 2 and 3 that are also being streamed. The Newfoundland, New Brunswick team is 2-1 right now. They just had a team out or a timeout on that sheet. They're discussing what they want to do. And on sheet 3, BC is playing Nunavut. And they've got, well, BC is up 4-1. There's rocks in play. So if you want to check out those games, they're great to watch too.
Yep, they're being streamed on TSN Plus or youtube.com/Curling Canada.
Same weight.
Well, the hole is getting a little bit smaller to get to that 4-foot at the other end of the ice here. Glenn trying to get through the hole, get another one into that 4-foot and sit a couple.
Yeah, you gotta go.
If he is actually sitting one right now, it's too close to tell.
Maybe me. No, not yet.
No, it's hanging out there.
This one's staying out there.
Yeah.
And we've seen that in the 6 games that we've watched on this sheet so far.
Okay.
Oh, it did finish tap that and make that hole even smaller. We'll see if Paul's going to take that on and through that hole.
You get a little chisel, it's okay. I'll give you a T-line weight.
Oh, there's not much room there.
Yeah, here we go. This is a good test.
Right.
There is enough room for a rock to fit through there. It does have a little bit of wiggle room to come in off of that yellow.
Marty, just a little light there, Chris? Yep. Let's try it through the hole.
You know, they've got, do they have every rock in play? No, I guess there's a few yellows that aren't.
Zeros?
But
Yeah. You know, and this all started right at the very beginning of the game when Paul hit that yellow stone.
right. That's right. So Paul does have every rock in play right now.
Yeah.
Easy.
And I think Glenn's going to want to borrow some from the other sheets here.
Full 4, line's good.
So Dan, have you ever had an 8-under?
Room.
7 only.
Curl!
Yeah.
Curl.
You know, I did have one chance at an 8-ender.
Oh, look at this.
And believe it or not, he did get that little bit of a wick and roll in there, and
Perfect.
enough, and another one. But I'm sure he's shot with that one. So
He is
that's
shot.
just my eyes. But yes, the only 8-ender I really had a chance at, we were sitting 7
We're shot.
and throwing for 8.
Can't play that anymore.
And believe it or not, it was Randy Furby.
Put it here.
Really?
We were
Still
playing
has that.
against the mayor in Edmonton on a sheet of ice out in front of the city hall
Okay.
with some jam cans. And Randy had to hit the house for 8.
Oh.
And he missed it.
Oh, no.
Now, he might not
know
remember
that.
that.
Well, we'll have to remind
but
him.
I will.
We'll remind him later.
But the one he will remember
Gotta hit just
is I
off
was
here,
playing
right?
against him in a Super League game, and he was sitting 8.
Yeah.
And this was in my earlier Super League days, and I was skipping. And we were down in the game and had to do a lot of gambling, and they just kept hitting and rolling to the outside, or hitting and rolling to the outside. So sitting 4 on the one side of the ice, 4 on the other side of the ice, and I had to throw a draw against 8. Well, I could have hit, but I wanted to draw. I made the draw. I got one.
Good.
And they were a little bit upset and we stole them. We actually got back in the game, and then they just smoked us after that. But so I've been on both sides of it, but yes, never did have or give up an 8. How about yourself?
I have had 3
Oh my God.
8-enders.
Don't
I
you
know.
get like some special prize or reward? Do they still do that? Like
You get a pin.
Wasn't it some liquor company that used to do something with
Well,
the
I never
8-ender?
got a Curl BC pin.
Oh, maybe that's an Alberta thing. You get 8 in Alberta. I think they give you all kinds of things.
Maybe I should send a message to Alberta. I'm from Alberta.
Yeah. Okay, here comes the raise attempt. Trying to knock something into the pile. Open things up a little bit. He did leave a little bit of a hole open, but never got any of the rocks to get anything in place. So, yeah, not the normal house you would see in a 13-0
No.
game here.
Well, you know,
But the
it
type
makes
of
them
house,
think, right?
the type of house that would make you make some kind of a tough shot.
Right.
And that's what Paul's playing for here right now.
Need a little more?
Yeah.
So he gets a chance to test the waters on a way outside wide come around draw.
So I have to tell you, my last 8-ender was at the Vernon Curling Club,
Yeah,
my
yours
current
is going
home
great.
club.
Yeah.
And it was I don't know the club at all. And first game of the year, first end, and we had a hit for 8, and I made it. And the team, of course, we didn't know that they were just fairly new curlers. And I said, well, don't touch the rocks. We need to get a picture of this. And they go, well, do we need somebody to get a picture so that we can be in the picture? And I go, no, you don't want to be in this picture.
Did they help tap you in on a couple of those? Or
No,
did you
they
guys
didn't.
put it
We
all in
actually
yourself?
made all our shots. I was
Okay.
curling with Marianne Arsenal's cousin, Ted, right? And it was a pretty nice start to the season.
Wow. Oh. So Paul with a great attempt to come around there. He chokes off the out-turn draw, and let's see what's left here. We got a bunch of raises left.
We could try that yellow one off the red. This will definitely, if you hit this on the outside, if clip this red one, this yellow one's going to go in for the rings.
We trying to get 2 or 3?
Let's go for the 2. It doesn't matter anymore. What's that? It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
Well, at least they're having fun.
Yeah, you know what? I like that one. Are we going to try for 2 or 3? I like their positive attitude here.
The vice second.
They do have 14 minutes of time in the bank here. Paul has about 60 minutes of time, so they can
think about
they
this
can
for a
think
while.
about this one for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a feeling they're going to have a lot of time left in the
This
bank.
could also happen. Bang, 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 bang. That could happen too. Only hitting one rock in.
What do you like, Patty?
Are you playing the same weight or a little less? Same weight? I'd say place board, right? You're saying board, right?
Oh, he's
Board?
going to hit that yellow one in off the side.
I threw it pretty close to board last time, didn't I?
Well, I thought you threw it really good. It just didn't move.
I'll give it here then.
You got it right
I
there.
don't line it, so it's close to the line.
Looking over at the Quebec and Alberta game, and they have about 8 rocks in the 4-foot right now.
All in the 4-foot, yeah. Looking like Alberta's got the shot rock and throwing, but a little nervous because the red stone is right on the top of it and nothing in the back to catch it.
I know, and it looks like they're throwing another one in there.
Yeah, this is coming in really tight.
Now they have 9 rocks in the 4-foot.
It's got to be the funnest shot.
Okay.
There's
Let's
a lot
see
of entertaining games going on out here.
Yeah, there's, I mean, if you like rocks in play, Art Sheet's the one to be looking at right now.
Okay, here's the shot.
Last rock in the 5th end. Ben Hudy trying to angle raise this into the pile.
Oh, it's just got to curl a little more. Come on.
Not going to come in the way they wanted to.
Okay.
Doesn't get anything in there. Now let's see, they're going to put the chains on it.
One? Okay. Well, that one was, okay, yeah, you're right. That's one right there. Yeah.
Okay. Stewart just taking the one there. They're not even going to measure the other ones. So,
said 1?
A 1 point there for Nova Scotia, 14-0. And we're coming back with some 6th end action after this.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships. We're at the Curl Moncton Curling Club in Moncton, New Brunswick. Dan Hollowaychuk here with Penny Chance, and we are covering the Nova Scotia Northwest Territory Games. Not the best effort for the Territories. They're down 14-0. I think they're just going to try to get on the board this end.
I think so. And we got rocks in play again.
Yeah.
Last end, I think we had all but 2 rocks.
I don't think Paul threw a hit being up 13-0.
He
We'll
had
have
7
to talk.
rocks in the house.
We're going to have to talk to him about his strategy.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he did make his last shot through a nice little port, put it in the 4-foot, and they couldn't get it.
Nope. Nope. So let's see what he leaves, Glenn, on the end of this end here to see if he'll let him get on the board.
Yeah, you're by. You're by.
Weight's good.
Yeah, Marty.
From our vantage point, we can see the Alberta Quebec game. Very similar looking end as the one we saw here, except they're all in the 4-foot area. There's got to be about 8 or 9 rocks in there. We'll give you guys some scores as soon as that ends over, when the last of the fireworks ends up over in that one.
I can't wait to talk to those guys and find out what was going on over there.
Yeah.
Because the scoreboard is 3-2.
Yeah. And if you want, you can check out, we've got a couple of games also being streamed on Sheet B and D, a couple ladies matches, Newfoundland versus New Brunswick, and BC versus Nunavut. Back to our feature match here. We have Nova Scotia with the Redstones, one of the top 8 guarded. Northwest Territories with 1 corner, trying to come around that one, missing the guard by a fair bit, and it's not going to bury under. Is Paul going to throw a hit?
Control.
You bet he is.
Oh, he is. It's in the 4-foot.
Okay.
Maybe that's why.
Control.
So here's another good opportunity to, for Paul to work on a little bit of stuff. Try to make a precision shot. If you're playing hit and roll under left or right, as a team, you want to stay sharp on these things.
You do.
Nice weight.
Yeah.
I find sometimes you come out in these games and you have a big game, big win like this, and you have to keep that same thought process going into the next game, and a lot of teams let it drop. Their next game, they're the ones that are on the other end of the scoreboard.
So hit and roll to the back 8 foot. And now he's going to try to come around with the out turn. Maybe utilize the backing of that rock that Paul rolled over.
Derek.
Looking at the scoreboard on the other side of the ice shed, the other ice shed. Looks like Joanne Rizzo, who is currently sitting in top position over there. She is 1 down, playing 6 to the Yukon team. She gave up a 3-ender, so it's 5-4 over there. Close game. We'll keep close tabs on that. British Columbia's men's are ahead in their game 8-2 against Newfoundland. Northern Ontario and Saskatchewan ladies are playing, and the Saskatchewan Strifle team is up 8-2 going into the 6th end. And the final game over there is PEI and New Brunswick men's game, and it's tight. It's 5-4 for PEI.
Line's really good.
With the hammer.
T-line or even back
we'll have an update for you on our men's game on sheet A.
Line's perfect.
With all the rocks in play, they're still playing the 5th end there.
That's a long end they've been playing, because we've played another half an end here, and they're still got 15 rocks in the 4 foot.
And this game is going pretty quick. 12 minutes left for the Northwest Territories team, and Paul Flemming and his guys have about 15 minutes. So I'm not sure they need to be looking at the clock,
no,
or the scoreboard. Just try to finish this one off.
Let's just try and make a couple of good shots here and go and enjoy the Everest Lounge. Right?
I agree.
One thing about it this week, you're never going to go, or very rarely do you go with no losses at all. Normally you're going to have 1 or 2 losses, and it's good to have those couple games where it's nice to say that I went right through the event, but you don't want that monkey on your back where you haven't lost a game and you're going into the final.
It's tough to run the table, and you're right. If you wonder, you don't want that one to be the last one.
Right.
Titus?
Did you go without a...
We did that last year, at both the Canadians and the Worlds, and it was a good summer after that.
I think Rachel Holman likes to do that too, right? She's kind of got a pretty good track record.
I think she's got a very good record this year. That and the MOA team seem to be pretty much making everything this year.
Nice weight.
So a little over curl on that one.
I don't know.
But
knocked his red one in.
Chipped one into a pretty good location. However, Glenn does have it for backing to come around there. Oh. Sorry, we were just watching the last rock of the Alberta-Quebec game there as James fired a bullet, and there was about, 6 or 7 rocks that were moving around, and still don't know what happened after all the smoke cleared. We're
I think
waiting for
it was
them to
one
putting the
for
point
Quebec.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, there were probably 8 rocks in house. About 5 or 6 of them were moving.
Okay.
And it's 3-3 in that game, Alberta and Quebec. So a steal of 1 for Quebec after all that.
So for me, that's probably
and really good match over there. Our feature game, just a little off on the shot from the territories here.
Pretty close.
Yes. So Paul putting one in there, freezing. He can get the pin without moving anything, making it really tough for Glenn to move anything out.
This looks like a lot of weight coming down here.
Yeah, they're talking back 4. He's got a scrape by the guard here.
Yeah.
Hasn't crossed the line. That was inside there. It would have been okay.
And he
That was
chips and
probably back
rolls for a
Okay.
perfect guard on the Hudy stone. What is Glenn going to try to do?
Geez, we haven't seen that happen too much.
Is he going to guard for his 1? Going to come around?
Come around and put some pressure on.
Sure. You can get a little bit around that red. Eliminates his run back. And maybe make it attempt to double and maybe possibly jam it.
And he'll get 3.
Were you playing a guard?
A little more. Forfeit.
Forfeit?
A little more.
All right, this seems to be coming down here pretty good.
Oh, this is going to cut now. You can see it coming towards that.
You look at the handle rotation. It's very soft, barely turning, which will make it carve even harder, like a little snow plowing effect. And don't want to leave a lineup. And when it's not your day, it's not your day. So those aren't perfectly lined up for the back. There is a little bit of separation, but you can get some drag effect. You'll want to hit it on the right-hand side of the yellow.
Probably just a little
bit on this side like this.
a little down. You
Even though this one will go this way, it'll come this, cause this one to go back straighter as opposed to the way they're lined up out this way.
I think you'll clip it.
It's almost like Darby
Probably
Curling Club about 19 or about
half a rock?
2001.
Maybe even a little skinnier.
Oh, you and
Yeah, third.
you and
Okay.
Mike Callahan were
I think
stuck
you'll
in
get
that
it.
truck.
I've been thinking for weeks.
I wish they were a little closer together, but I think it's still there.
I know.
Right? There's that magic amount of space
Right.
between the
Go to
rocks.
third,
Might be
eh?
just a bit too much.
If
Maybe
He's going to try it.
If they're welded, it's almost right where you hit that rock that one in behind will follow that path. With every little bit more separation, you get a little bit more with the line that they were lined up on.
Smash with a drag, or
Yeah.
Smash with the drag. Here you go.
There's curling lingo.
Smash
with the drag.
So,
Wonder what that is in French.
see.
We were talking about that earlier today because they.
is Paul going to just let this one rip down there? Are we gonna see about a 7-second peel from him?
Let's see. It's pretty good.
Close. Yep.
He's letting this thing go. Wanting to hit about quarter of the rock. It's really close, on, off.
It's close.
Yeah, he's in the 7s. Got his quarter. And got it to come back straight enough to get that shot rock.
What was the time on
Had
that?
a 7.5, but you know what? I might have missed some of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get Paul to stay after the game and throw a few peels so I can clock them for him.
I had the opportunity to do a curling camp in Kelowna, the 4-foot curling camp that Elaine Jackson puts on. And Bruce Mowat was there, and he actually was one of the guest instructors as well, and he threw a shot for us. And I've got it recorded, and it was about 6.5 seconds, I think.
6.5?
Amazing. Standing at the hog line watching that come. It's pretty good.
Yeah, there's some people that can really throw the rock, get some extension. Some can do it with a lot of leg drive and look like it's
easy,
effortless. Nice looking draw here from Glenn. Fortunately, it wasn't his last stone for a draw to the button, but Paul does have to try to get it through the hole. So
And I thought he could have
almost the same thing he just
carved
tried.
that in there and
They could have
tucked
been
it a bit.
Yeah, they keep that going the way it's coming sideways in there. Try to freeze it on that red one at least, and maybe get it around that top corner guard. So looking for the nose hit here, and a nose and stay. It's going to make a very small port for Glenn's last rock.
Clean.
Marty.
Clean.
Marty.
Yep, curl.
Looks like you got this one.
Curl a bit.
Got this one back just a little bit, but you can afford to chip it off of one of those ones and make the double for fun.
To lie 4.
Lie 4, 4.
Okay.
4, 5, 4. Lots of red. I see a red out there. Only good thing for Glenn is he threw this rock and there's nothing in his way.
He's got the same draw again.
He can land it on the Everest mountain here. I think we may see some handshakes. So just to let everyone know, tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 6 o'clock Atlantic time. We got 3 full slates of draws. PEI and Alberta will be our feature match on sheet D. You can check out curling.ca/scoreboard for the rest of the scores from tonight's game, updated scoreboard, and the draw to the butt results. This is looking like it's slipping through the uprights.
Heavy.
They didn't have the communication to get the little bit of a rub. And I see that Glenn has got his hand out. The boys are shaking hands here. So a steal of
4.
A couple more. We'll be generous.
Okay.
Not sure that it'll get up on the board, but yeah, runaway for Nova Scotia over in Northwest Territories in our match here. And thank you very much for joining. You bet. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks. Have a good night.